everyone, it's Zoe, and welcome back to Beauty Through the Eyes of Zoe. So for today's new video, I will be doing a full product review of the brand Nude by Nature Cosmetics that is available at Shoppers Drug Mart. So all the products today that I will be using are all Nude by Nature products, and I'll let you know what I think. So to start off, I'll be using the Nude by Nature Perfecting Primer, and I'm just going to put this all over my face just as a nice base before I put on my foundation. Alright, and that's it for primer. I really like this primer because it does have a nice fragrance to it that's not super overpowering. Also, it does dry fast, which is nice if you're using a powder foundation, which I will be using today, because it still has the texture to absorb it, but it's not too sticky at the same time, so it doesn't get all pasty on your face. So for foundation, I will be using their powder foundation, the Radiant Loose Powder Foundation in shade N2 Classic Beige. Now they do have actual liquid foundations as well, but I love their powder foundation. It's like the best one I've ever tried, and you're about to see why. It acts just as well as a liquid foundation, but I just find it doesn't have as much cakiness as a normal liquid foundation does. So I'm just going to pop this on. So I do have the Nude by Nature brush set as well, so all the brushes today that I will be using are Nude by Nature as well. So I'm just going to take this brush, dip it in, tap off the excess. Now there is a lot of fallout, so just be careful, don't wear white while you're using this. So I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to stamp it all over my face. And that's it for foundation. Now, as you can see, that was really quick, so it's also really nice to do on the go, and they do sell mini sizes as well, so it's easy to bring around with you in your purse. Alright, so next up we have concealer, and today I'll be using the Nude by Nature Perfecting Concealer with their concealer brush just to conceal areas under my eyes. And that's it for concealer. Now I'm just going to use a little bit of their translucent loose powder just to set the concealer under my eyes with this fluffy powder brush right here. I'm just gonna like pack it on. As you can see, there is a lot of fallout that's coming up, so just be careful with that. Alright, and that's it for the under part of my eyes. Alright, now we're just going to chisel out our face a little bit. So I'll be using the Nude by Nature Matte Press Bronze in shade Bondi Bronze. So this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to grab a brush from the Nude by Nature kit. This is actually, I believe, a blush brush, but I really like the angle on it just because it can really get under the cheekbone nicely. So that's what we're going to use today. Alright, and that's it for bronzer. Now they also do have a blush that I will be trying out today. This is the Cashmere Pressed Blush in shade 3 Desert Rose. So I'm just going to go back in with the same brush I just used, just a duplicate of it, and just apply this all over my cheeks. Alright, and that's it for blush. Now we're going to move on to the brows and eyes. Okay, so I just quickly did my brows off camera by popping on a little bit of the Nude by Nature Brow Mascara just to set my brows in place. So now we're going to move on to eyeshadow. Now I don't actually have any full eyeshadow palettes, but I do have a bunch of single shadows I'm going to test out and some like loose powder shimmers that we can try. Alright, so to start off, I'm going to be taking the Nude by Nature Large Shadow Brush and dipping into a little bit of this shade here in the shade Driftwood, and I'm just going to apply this all above my crease. So I'm going to take it on the brush here, tap off a little bit of excess, and see how this looks. Alright, so that's it for the first shade. Now I'm just going to dip into another shade just to kind of darken it up a little bit. Now I'm going to use a little bit of this plum shade Sunset and use their crease brush just to kind of darken up the crease and outer corners a little bit more. Alright, and that's it for the second shade. Now, I'm not going to do any more eyeshadows, but I'm going to try some of their glitter pigments just to pop on the lid, just to add a little bit of shine. Okay, so now I'm going to use a little bit of the loose eyeshadow in shade 1 called White Sand, and I'm just going to apply this on my lid. Now, this is very pigmented, so you do want to be careful with this as it is quite powdery. as it is a powder, not a liquid. So I'm just gonna carefully apply this to both of my eyelids. Right now I'm just going to use a brush just to kind of blend it out a little bit. And I'm just going to use this by nature. It's another concealer brush, but I like it because it's really flat, so it's easy just to pull it out. Alright, and that's it for eyeshadow. I really like the loose shadow because when it does come on, it is quite strong, but once you blend it out, it actually does go on really nicely. It's not too pigmented along with the other shadows, so it doesn't really stand out that much, so it kind of gives you just like a nice neutral eye look, which I personally really like. So I just went ahead and curled my lashes, so now I'm just going to test out their mascara. It does come in black and brown, so this is it in black, but the brown could be nice for something you can put on your lower lash line so it's not as pigmented, but I'm just going to do the black for both today. Alright, and that's it for mascara. I really like this mascara because it is nice and black, which I like, so it makes your eyes look nice and bold. Also, I really like the wand because it's skinny, so it's easy to do your lower lash line, and it really nicely combs the lashes so it doesn't get clumped. For highlight, I'm going to test out their Sheer Light Pressed Illuminator. So this is it right here, and this is the highlight brush that comes in one of their brush sets. It's very interesting. It's quite tiny, so I'm interested in seeing how this is going to work. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to give my brush a spritz. They don't have setting spray, so this is just the next one. And I'm just going to take a spritz of that, and I'm going to see how well this highlight works out. It's very reflective, which is kind of cool. Okay, and that's it for highlight. So the highlight isn't super pigmented and super shiny, which I actually kind of like for this look especially. Maybe not for a glam look, but for this look because it's more neutral, it actually does kind of tie it together quite nicely. And it did do a good job in the inner corners, just kind of making my eyes pop even more. So because they don't have a setting spray, I'm just going to go ahead and use the Morphe one just to set my face. I actually have two of their lip products here today. I have the Satin Liquid Lipstick in shade 1, and I have their lip gloss in shade 5. So I'm just going to pop these on my lips, and I'm going to see how they look. This one does dry matte, so that's why I'm just putting the gloss over top just to give it a little more shine. So this is shade 1, which is the lightest shade in the Satin Liquid Lip. I do like it. It is a little dark for a light shade, but it actually does dry down nicely, so with a gloss on top, it will look nice. Alright, and that's it for the lipstick. Now I'm going to pop on the lip gloss. Okay, so the two together actually look super nice. It is a little bit more red toned, so that's something that you might not like, just so you know that's what the lightest shade comes with. They do have more pinkier ones, but they are darker, but I actually don't mind. It actually looks quite nice, which I really like. So thank you so much for watching today's video. All their products are available at Shoppers Drug Mart, so be sure to check them out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!